everyone, it's so good to be back here again. Thank you so much for always tuning in to my channel. You guys are awesome and simply the best. And don't forget, this is the best place to be. If you are not here, then you're missing out. So it's very interesting, and also hope that you subscribe to this channel because we give you trending, most exciting, reliable and authentic news. So guys, you have to share this video with your friends and your families. That is the best you can do for us. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because your thumbs up would mean that you saw our video and you like it. All right, there's something here, and it says that Gbajabiamila, of course, which is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, has said that going to prison is now honor for politicians. And of course, we know that has been the order of the day in Nigeria. When you go to prison, you come out and you become a president. And of course, everyone that has cases in courts and believing to go to prison, they have faith and believe that when they come out, they'll become someone great. And we've seen so many instances. We've seen examples of people that went to prison and came back to become presidents, to become senators, to become commissioners and the likes. And I don't think that really speaks well for Nigeria, but depending on what actually took them to prison. But at the moment, let us see the reason why Gbajabiamila have said is that going to prison is honor for politicians. And he says that the House of Representatives Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila has said prison experience for any politician is a badge of honor. The Speaker, who was represented by his Deputy Speaker Ahmed Idris Wase, spoke when he led principal officers of the House on a visit to Senate Chief Whip Orji Uzor, who was recently released from the Nigeria Correctional Center in Kuje, Abuja. Wase said the leadership of the House was in Kalu's home to sympathize with him over his incarceration. The Deputy Speaker urged the former Abia State Governor to take his experience as a life's lesson and put everything before God. He said, "We are here to sympathize with you on what happened and your incarceration as a politician. I want you to take it as one of those things. First, we congratulate you and urge you to put everything before God and leave it and believe it as part of destiny and fate. My leader, the late Chief Solomon La, told me not to fear as a politician to go to prison. He told me that going to prison is a badge of honor. If you're a good politician, you should be willing to taste prison experience because it will come to you in a very many dimensions." And yes, don't forget what took Uzor to prison, because he was actually alleged of stealing public funds, and he was taken to prison in 2019, and he was released after the Supreme Court voided his conviction and ordered the retrial of his case. And yes, don't forget, he was the former governor of Abia State before he had this issue with the court where he was taken to prison in 2019. And this time around, he has a statement that after he was released, he gave a statement thanking the court and also thanking the judges and everyone that have supported him so far. And here is the statement as it reads: "Nigerian gave a judgment in my favor, squashing the conviction which the lower court had entered against me. By today's judgment, the apex court of our dear country affirmed my right to fair hearing and equal protection of the law. The past 5 months have been quite a profound period for me. As challenging as the period has been, it has provided me an opportunity." And of course, we know that Uzor was actually sentenced to 12 years in prison, but God actually helped him that he was able to come out of prison after 5 months. Yes, and he continued and said it has provided him an opportunity to learn invaluable lessons about our country, our people, our justice system, and the true meaning of love. I mean love for family, love for our country, and love for humanity. He says, "I want to use this moment to thank my family, my colleagues, my friends, my supporters, the people of Abia State, and all Nigerians for their unflinching and unwavering confidence and trust in me. through the very testing period. We all know today that their prayers have not been in vain. I also use this opportunity to express my gratitude to the Nigerian Correctional Service for the unalloyed professionalism and sincere humanity extended to me by its staff while I was in their custody. I must accord a special mention to the justices of our Supreme Court for their unwavering commitment to rule of law. We all stand reminded of the consistent and strategic relevance of the Nigerian Supreme Court in holding this country together, even in the moments of great peril. As far back as in the 1971 case of Lakami v. Attorney General of the Federation, the Ademola Adetokunbo-led court, the Nigerian Supreme Court, has severally rescued this country from the precipice. Also, throughout the dark area of military rule in Nigeria, the Supreme Court neither wavered nor flinched in its commitment to justice and fairness. And despite some moments of distractions and mass hysteria, the Nigerian Supreme Court has remained a veritable compass to the highest ideas of justice attainable in this country. This long tradition of the court was exemplified in today's judgment. I was humbled by the court's boldness and sense of justice as shown in my case. Overall, my experience tested and reaffirmed my belief and confidence in our country, Nigeria. My case is a true Nigerian story with a bold made in Nigeria stamp on it. It is a story of initial injustice that was caught and ultimately corrected. It is a story of restoration. It is a story of how a wrong was righted and how justice and truth prevailed in the end. It is a story of power, of hope. My case should teach us all that even though we may not get things right at the first attempt, with patience and dedication, we shall get them right eventually. That is the lesson of my case, and that is the lesson of our country, that with the dedication and patience, we shall place Nigeria in its rightful place eventually. And he also said, before I end, I would like to let it be known that the events of the past 5 months gave me an added perspective on matters of justice and injustice in Nigeria. I have come to know that the course of justice will not be complete if it stopped at my case. It must continue until it touches the lives of millions of Nigerians who face injustice anywhere in the world. And he kept on going until he was able to thank all Nigerians and all his colleagues. And of course, now that this House of Representative leader Agbaja Biamila have said that going to prison is a badge of honor for Nigerian politicians, he has actually made this a confirmation of what Uzo Kalu has also said after he was released. And Agbaja Biamila also said that his leader, who is the late Chief Solomon La, has told him not to fear as a politician, that to go to prison, he told him that going to prison is a badge of honor. And he's also telling other politicians the same thing, that it is a badge of honor, that if you are a good politician, you should be willing to taste prison experience, because it will come to you in very many dimensions. And he said his leader also told him that this also happened to him sometime in the past when he was being chased and humiliated, and he has asked us to be resolute and face the issues as they were. He also reminded us of how he was sentenced to over 90 to 150 years in prison. He told us that as leaders, there is always a judgment that could be passed. As our leader, we want you to appreciate what God has done for you. Use it for the positive development of our country's judicial system. Use it in the interest of humanity. So that was all he said to them. And guys, please, if you know this is a good statement that Nigerian politicians going to prison is a badge of honor, do you really think it's a badge of honor or a badge of shame? Anyway, we want to hear your comment from the comment section. We'll be waiting to hear from you. And don't forget that these things will keep occurring in Nigeria. And at the end of the day, do you think this will give Nigerians a good name outside the country? We want to hear from you. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear everything that you have to say about this. We'll be waiting at the comment section to hear from you. Thank you so much for staying tuned up to this moment. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button immediately, because that is the only way we would know that you have become a part of this family. Thank you so so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I really do appreciate your time so far. Don't forget to wash your hands and sanitize. Stay safe and have a pleasant day. Bye.